Let's start with a question. Have you ever been told you're too much, too loud, too quiet, too sensitive, too aggressive, too something for just existing? That's the knife twist at the heart of Tom MacDonald's Can't Cancel All of Us. This song isn't just a protest, it's a primal scream for everyone who's felt the whiplash of modern culture. One day you're told to man up, the next, masculinity is toxic. One day you're told, speak your mind, the next, you're crucified for it. MacDonald channels that betrayal into a battle cry, and today we're dissecting why it resonates so violently. This isn't just about cancel culture, it's about what happens when an entire generation feels like the rules were changed mid game and they weren't even handed the new rulebook. Think about the last time you bit your tongue to avoid backlash. Maybe it was at work, online, or even with family. Now imagine being told that silence makes you complicit, but speaking up makes you a bigot. That's the impossible trap McDonald's is raging against. And whether you agree with him or not, the pain in this song is real. So let's unpack it, verse by verse, wound by wound. The first verse hits like a sucker punch. They told me, be a man, boy, toughen up. Then they let women become men. They tricked me. This isn't just about gender, it's about whiplash. For decades, boys were raised on John Wayne and Hemingway, stoic, strong, sacrificial. Now, those same traits are labeled toxic. But here's the gut check. MacDonald isn't mad at women or trans people. He's mad at the dishonesty. It's like being handed a script for how to be a good man, then being told the script was propaganda all along. And then they told me, speak your mind if you're brave enough. And I spoke up and I got cancelled quickly. This is where the song stops being theoretical and starts being personal. Because we've all seen it. A comedian blacklisted for a decade-old joke, a firefighter fired for an offensive Facebook post. The message is clear. You're free to speak as long as we agree with you. And when dissent becomes dangerous, is it still free speech or just permission to echo? This verse cuts because it's not ideological. It's existential. It's the terror of realizing the world you were prepared for no longer exists. And the people who rewrote the rules, they didn't just move the goalposts. They lit them on fire and called you an arsonist for noticing the smoke. Then comes the pre-chorus, a masterclass in generational gaslighting. We were always too young and too nice, and now we're too old and too white. Let's sit with that. First, you're too naive to understand systemic issues. Then, you're too privileged to comment on them. It's a rhetorical straitjacket. And the killer line, you're either too left or too right. This isn't about politics. It's about purity tests. Because today, it's not enough to be something. You have to be it perfectly. Vegan but not preachy vegan. Feminist but not angry feminist. Spiritual but not religious. The second you step out of line, boom, you're problematic. McDonald's response? We're speaking our minds today. No more walking on eggshells. No more editing yourself into oblivion. Just raw, unfiltered defiance. And that terrifies the gatekeepers. Now, the chorus, where the song becomes an anthem. You can't cancel all of us, because we're standing here side by side. This isn't just a lyric, it's a strategy. Cancel culture works by isolating targets, one person, one job, one reputation at a time. But MacDonald flips the script. What if the canceled stop apologizing and start multiplying? And then, till you earn the stars and stripes, because the internet ain't real life. This is the mic drop. He's saying, Twitter mobs don't vote, hashtags don't plow fields or patrol streets. Real power isn't measured in retweets. It's a reminder that for all the online fury, the world still turns offline. And the people who actually keep it turning, they're too busy working to care about performative outrage. That's why this chorus hits like a sledgehammer. It's not just us versus them, it's real versus virtual. And when McDonald's growls, the internet ain't real life. It's a lifeline for everyone who's ever felt suffocated by a screen. The second verse goes nuclear. They told me everything I am is toxic. Not what I do, who I am. That's the difference between criticism and eradication. And the race line, they said the color of your skin doesn't make you bad, but mine makes me racist. Got it. This isn't a denial of racism. It's a protest against collective guilt. Because if identity is everything, then redemption is impossible. Then the bridge. You can take my job away, but you can't control the man who won't comply. This is where McDonald stops asking for permission. It's the realization that when you've lost everything, you're finally free. And that's the secret power of this song. It's not asking for a seat at the table, it's burning the table down and building a new one. So where does this leave us? McDonald's song isn't just a rant, it's a mirror. It shows us a culture so obsessed with rooting out wrong think that it's created a generation of rebels defined by resistance. And the scariest part, the louder the mob screams, the more anthems like this will grow. Because here's the truth. You can cancel a person, but you can't cancel a movement. And when millions of people start singing, "You can't cancel all of us" in unison, that's not a song anymore. That's a revolution. So I leave you with this. The next time you're told to sit down, shut up, or stand in line, remember this song and ask yourself, what's louder, your fear of being canceled or your refusal to be erased?